All right, Whodale with you, Stripes and Coffee, Season 4, Episode 2, Week 2, 2024 with the Chiefs at Arrowhead. Did a recording earlier with the team, AJ Houday and Calladay. We had a pretty nice conversation, but unfortunately, trying some new tools, did not get the audio did not work, so that recording is not going to be able to be uploaded, sadly. We had a great conversation, but I'm doing a little walkabout solo video here just so we can get something up. So real quick recap last week. Obviously laid an egg, so got the open against what we would have considered a weak opponent at the time, and Burrow had his full preseason and everything, so it was a great time to kind of break that slow start narrative. But there it was, started slow in the game, started slow for the season, obviously, since we dropped that game against a team we feel we should have beat. And what were the reasons for that? So I feel kind of the biggest, Burrow really did not look a little like a tick slow, like it was reading things slow, kind of getting to that check down a little quicker than he would have. He's going to take what the defense gives you, which is a great quality to have. It doesn't mean don't be aggressive, but it just means when they're not giving you those deep shots and you don't have that moment to take it, you don't take it. Problem was, it just seemed like he was a little slow, a little happy feet, brought his eyes down a little bit and kind of seeing goes when there was really no pass rush there. And he normally would have hung in the pocket, found somebody open. He just didn't do that. There were a few times I think that saw on social media where he had single coverage and could have unleashed. Didn't do that. And it just felt to me like he'd kind of take a peek and then just get to that check down a little quicker than he normally does. So his clock is just not up to NFL regular season game speed yet. And the thing that scares me about this week is his first two games have been his worst. He just did not have good stats for the first two games of his seasons. And then it starts to break out of that. And then once you get out of September is when you're getting the best Burrow. Week 2 is against the Chiefs. And we might not have Burrow at full Burrow capacity yet. And the Bengals might not be the best Bengals yet, sadly. So I'm hoping they come in this game with a fire in their ass to play like the Bengals we know they can play. So we've already been clowned on. We've already been put back in the bungle category, which sucks. We get there so easily. Just takes one shitty game or whatever, and then they're ready to write us off for the whole season. We're not even making the playoffs, when we know damn well we're going to be contenders, all throughout this thing. So even if somehow we don't make the playoffs, we're going to be right there to the very, very, very end, fighting for a spot. So, and I'll find it hard to believe that we don't make the playoffs. So I still think we win the North. That's just me. So some other things for that game. The defense, I felt like, now they gassed us on the run. Don't get me wrong, but I don't feel like it was the D-line's fault. Like, I don't feel like they just bullied us and bowled us over and they weren't able to stop anything. It felt like it was a tackling issue. Clog up the middle. They were just bouncing into the outside, and then nobody could tackle them. And then they'd keep going, miss tackles, and then it turns into a big run. That sucked. The pass rush not being able to get home. That sucked. I don't think we had one sack on. We were so close. Hendrickson was right there, but it felt like he had no one to help him, kind of close that out. And, Brissett would just kind of wheel out of there and get it done with his feet, or just find a quick somebody to keep the ball moving. So that sucked. They only got 16 points on us, so it wasn't all horrible. And had it not been for them unlucky turnovers, like the Hudson one, Burrow threw a dot and got it to Gesicki. Looked great. Unfortunately bobbled it, so that did not count. Hudson, basically another touchdown pass, and he gets it away from his body, and they swatted it away, and they went the whole length of the field and scored on that. So I think they got a field goal on that one, if I'm remembering right. So 10-point swing right there. So even despite playing terrible, we still kind of had a really good shot to win that game. Now, coming into this game, I didn't even really look at key points and what matchups and this and that and the other, because it just boils down to one damn thing. We need to play like the contending Bengals we know we can. If Burrow does Burrow, we can win this game. If the defense tackles better, it doesn't let them Pacheco gash us on some of them easy checkdowns, because we'll be giving them that a little bit, but we tackle him and don't let him break stuff off, we can win this game. If we do not let Xavier Worthy run around everybody and miss tackles, we can win this game. Now, don't get me wrong, even if we play our best game, we can still lose this game. But what I know we can't do is play our worst game and still win this game. So they're going to have a good defense. We got Chris Jones running up the middle. I think the pass protection this last week was overall pretty good. We had 3 sacks against us, but I feel that was mostly due to the fact that Burrow was a little slow. I think that he might have caused a little bit of those sacks, didn't, get rid of it when he needed to or whatever. So that's just early season Burrow, and might be a reason for us to start playing him in the preseason a little more. I'd hate to lose him, but he just seems to need those reps, so that just might be a thing. But when you light a fire under this team also, when we're the underdogs, we're not supposed to win, backs against the wall, chips down, all that sort of shit, it's when we tend to do our best. So hopefully that trumps the, slow start type of stuff. So, but back to the game. No Higgins, it didn't look like this week, so I was hearing some things about Burton, like maybe he's coming along, and I would love to see him get a shot this week. It looked like some of his issues were slow to pick up some of the plays and the small details and doing the right things. Although he looks explosive and can be an awesome player for us, he's got to be able to, run the right routes and do the right things when he's supposed to. And if he can do those things, he can be a monster for us, I think. So, but it sounded like there might have been some things going on this week where he gets to play. That would be great. And if it turns out, maybe we sneak a couple shots to him and, maybe he gets him off guard, kind of like Xavier Worthy did for the Chiefs last week. So that's really, though, all I got for this week, man. Just really need to get back to playing contending Bengals football. Make this a rivalry and not play shit early season Bengals, give them more firepower against us. I mean, we're the ESPN, that whole prank where they were like, nobody picked the Bengals, but then when they brought up the little thing like, what's your prediction? And they had all Bengals picked, and they were like, haha, like, we're the joke out of all the goddamn teams in this league. We're the joke. They're worried about Burrow being washed in his wrist. It's not the wrist. Wrist is fine. I firmly believe that. He's just got to get up to late game speed. So anyway, I'm going to try to get back and watch this game. I'm really excited for it. I hope we can, I'm a little nervous, I ain't going to lie. But, this is a winnable game for us if we do what we know we can do. So, Hoodale out. Stripes and Coffee out. Let's go get a goddamn win.